John, are you...
Mary had a little lamb. What else do you want?
Okay, we'll just kick off by just introducing yourself and what capacity you're here on the Caribbean Marketplace. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, fine. My name is John Bell. I was the Director General of Tourism of the Caribbean Hotel Association for 28 years, finished 6 years ago. Since then I've become involved with the International Hotel and Restaurant Association, became Vice President and then President, and stepped down from there a year ago. And I'm now providing some kind of advice to the government of Trinidad and Tobago on tourism development in the Twin Island Republic. And I'm here kind of because it's old folks' home. I'm, picking up on bits and pieces.
The feeling here is very much that the Caribbean is entering uncharted waters with the global economic downturn and all the threats that poses. The feedback that's coming back, though, is that there's a real need for unity amongst the different islands of the Caribbean and a unified approach. Would you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's mother's milk and apple pie and all those other good things. There's no doubt in the world, it's the world that's entering uncharted waters. It's not just the Caribbean. But the Caribbean lives, eats, sleeps and breathes on travel and tourism. And if your market is constricted, as it is financially constricted right now, whether it's Europe or North America, then you're going to see a lot less travel. It's one of those things that unfortunately you don't have to do. But you've got to fix the roof and you've got to fix the car and do other things, but you don't have to travel. You can put that on hold. So if everybody takes that view, you're going to see an awful lot less activity in the Caribbean. You see less hotel rooms filled, you'll see less meals served in restaurants, less people sitting in taxis. It's going to be a very difficult time. You ask about unity, when I left the Caribbean Hotel Association, we were a federation of 35 or 36 national associations or regional associations. And it is lunacy to think that any one of those can go it alone in the world as it stands today. Everybody has got to become involved. Everybody has got to put away a little sovereignty. If the Europeans can do it, why shouldn't the Caribbean be able to do it?
Minister Chastanet yesterday evening at the opening ceremony spoke about the opportunities that this time will present. That rather than focusing on what we can't do, look at what we can do. Would you agree with those estimates?
Alan's a very bright guy, and he's a visionary, and he said it exactly right. If you try to do it all at one go, you'll never do anything at all. If, on the other hand, you're prepared to say, look, I can do this. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. It's an elephant out there, and we only have a limited amount of capacity. So obviously we need to start with things we can do, and then incrementally move forward from there.
John, do you want to talk a little bit about your involvement currently with Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes, for 3 years I provided advice to the Minister of Tourism. After the last government, I stepped down from doing that, but I've been also providing advice independently to various elements of the tourism industry in Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad has yet to take the plunge, has yet to make the determination that they want a tourism industry. They got oil, they got natural gas, they got heavy engineering that comes because of cheap energy. But sooner or later that will run out. It's a finite resource. When it runs out, you'd better be prepared to deal with your economy under different circumstances. That's what happened to Dubai. They recognized that they would run out of oil in a certain period of time, and they used the oil money to get into international financial centers and tourism and insurance and so on and so forth. Trinidad ought to be doing the same things. It hasn't yet made that determination, but sooner or later it will. It has all the resources. It's an incredibly beautiful country. Tobago is a traditional Caribbean island. Trinidad is not. Trinidad is full of mountains and rivers and swamps and ecological wonders. Between the two of them, they make a wonderful combination.
Okay, John, if you just have one final message, as I said initially, it's not just the Caribbean but the world now in uncharted waters, but waters which we will navigate, and the industry will come out fighting and will go on to prosper. In these difficult times for the next 12 months, 18 months, however long it may be, if you have one message, what would that one message be?
You need to take the product and you need to burnish it and polish it and make it as good as you can possibly make it, so that when this period ends, and it will end, you know, I'm not going to tell you it's going to be 6 months, 9 months, or a year, but at some point it will end. You need to be ready to hit the ground running when that time comes, because it's a very competitive industry, and if you let it run down during that period of time, you're going to be way behind the curve.
Okay, John, thanks for your time.
My pleasure, Sam. Thank you so much.